What's up, guys? My name is Justin. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are back on iRacing for another round, race number 3 of the Diet Dr. Pepper Series, Gavin Lemons' league at New Hampshire. Much like last week, it looks like so far we're rolling off P2. A couple laps still outstanding, but nobody that usually is a threat at the very sharp end of the field. But yeah, I'm a little bit surprised by my Q lap again, honestly. I thought that we would have, again, kind of 5th to 10th speed, single digit speed, especially in the long run, but we'll see how it plays out. But surprised myself a little bit. So we'll see how it goes. I don't know what to expect from this. I have not been very good at New Hampshire my first or my last couple trips here. So yeah, goal is just going to kind of be get in, get out. If we can get a nice top 10 or better out of it, that would be a success. Not one of my stronger tracks on the schedule for sure, but at the same time, a track I really like and have a lot of laps at. So we'll see how it goes. But once again, we're rolling off P2. Should be a lot of fun. So big thanks to Gavin for putting this all together, hosting, making this all possible. So I'll link him down below. If I can remember, Griffin 2448. We also have Bryce Dickman in here. Bryce, really great driver, really fast driver. More of a road guy, but he has been embracing some of the oval stuff and was able to make it tonight. So I'll try to remember to link him as well. But go check out his channel, Bryce Dickman. Straightforward, easy enough, impossible to forget. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Again, if we can just kind of finish in the top 10, I'll be happy with that. Be a good point stay, get out of here, obviously. So anything better than that, we'll take. Looks like we have 32 cars here, so a little smaller than the 37 or whatever we had last week, but maybe that'll mean less yellows, yes, less death. But again, just hoping for the best. Hopefully we have some fun. Hopefully it's enjoyable to watch. So I appreciate you all so very much. Make sure you drop that like, sub down below. Don't want you to miss anything else from me, from any of the friends, any iRacing stuff, other games. We have a brand new series starting this Sunday, so make sure you check that out. Last 2 episodes of Need for Speed Porsche Unleashed this Saturday and next Saturday. But very excited for you all to see what's coming on Sunday. Brand new series now that NBA Live is over. And tomorrow I have a very special video about my time on iRacing. Once again, kind of a sort of recap-y type video. So hope you enjoy that one. Make sure you check that out tomorrow. But appreciate you all so very much. And we got, 80 laps around here. So should probably be 45 to 50 minutes, depending on cautions. No idea what pit strategy is. I think our fuel run is going to be 65 to 70 laps. So we're going to need fuel at some point, unless we just have a ton of wrecks and death and pacing. But we're probably going to need 3 or 4 yellows to even have a think about making it on fuel. So we'll see how it goes. Wish Bryce good luck. Again, thanks to Gavin for putting this on. All the usual suspects up at the front. We got Billy, JP, Colton, Chad, Shane, and Gavin up here. Notable missing one that we are looking down for. Warren back in 14th. He's had a couple good races. Leighton down in 12th. Just maybe didn't quite nail the Q lap. Caden's been pretty fast the first couple weeks. Eric's the main one that I was looking for. Starting 26th. Didn't register a Q lap. So we'll see how far he can make it from the back. I didn't run any practice the first 2 weeks of this series, and I ran about 30 or 35 laps for this. Don't know if that's good, bad, why. I don't know, just the way it worked out. I needed some more seat time because I didn't feel very comfortable. But we'll see how it goes. So we'll see how it goes and have some fun. Gotta say hi to hi to Bryce's YouTube fans. So nice to see Bryce here. We'll see how it goes. I'm ready. Again, if we can just get out here with a solid point stay, we'll be in good shape. Gotta remember not to spin the tires on the start here. Gonna be very tricky, high power, high scary. Rear tires are gonna burn off, so we're gonna have to keep track of those, manage those. I think it's going to be semi-difficult to pass if you don't let someone go. I mean, if you decide you're going to fight and you're on the top lane or the third lane, I guess, definitely going to be hard to make passes on equal tires, especially if the guy below you gets really loose off the corner. So we'll see. Track position, I think, is going to be pretty important here tonight. But again, depending on how the cautions fall, everybody's going to need to save some fuel, either come and get some or save a bunch. So don't know how it's all exactly going to work and shake out, but if nothing else, hopefully we learn something. And that's the main goal of this. I'd love to run well. I'd love to finish up towards top 5 in points. But the biggest thing is to learn and try to get a little better, not just as this car, but as a driver as a whole. So yeah, we'll let Billy control the pace here, starting second once again. I'd love a repeat of last week's finish, starting second, but we'll see how it goes. So without further ado, appreciate you all so much. Let's get to it. Not as much wheel spin there as I expected, to be honest with you, so not too bad. Again, not trying to do anything too crazy here, get too much. We just settle into second place, that's good with me. Fast guys are going to be fast. I am not one of them. As we've seen the last several weeks, my speed almost exclusively comes on the long run and keeping tires alive and being smart, so don't know exactly what line is the line we want to be aiming for here, but just saving that right rear tire is going to be the #1 key. Billy wants to go ahead and lead all these laps. That's fine with me. I just got to stay patient. Stay in the groove and mood I want to be in. I think I'm overdriving the center just a little bit too much. I felt the same in practice, but didn't really seem to hurt the right front too badly there. So again, we'll just have to wait and see how it all plays out. I feel good about our long run pace as far as tire saving, but I don't know where that's going to put us as far as lap time and positioning. And again, no idea how hard it is to pass. So getting that good Q lap was very important. A lot of guys in practice were running mock Q runs and shifting. I don't think that is the way to do it. I mean, it's probably quite fast, but you are going to burn the absolute living hell out of that right rear tire shifting in race trim. So I'd be very surprised if anyone does that for the long run in race trim. Hopefully Colton can have a little better week this week and save some more tire and stay up towards the front. He had a rough go of it last week as far as saving right front and right rear tire. He ended up, I think, back in 17th, but could have been worse if he would have finished under green. Could have been outside the top 20, so he lost some points there. Again, we come in as the point leader. Doesn't mean very much. There are 2 drop weeks, so obviously the further on you can make it without using either of your drops will be good. I expect to use at least one at Talladega because I am the worst Talladega racer of all time, as you saw in WRL 87s there from last Thursday. I think the video was Monday. So yeah, we'll have to just play this by ear. If we can have a drop week left, or not even use any by the time we get to Talladega, that would be excellent. And again, we'll just have to play this by ear. I'm in no hurry, running nice and patient, nice and smooth. Again, if we can get a chance to get a lap led here, take a pass on Billy, that would be awesome. I'd take it, of course, but not in any hurry, no concern. Just take a look to the inside here. Drive it a little bit deeper there, turn 1, get to the lead again. While I've got the position, we should go to the point. See if we can lead 1 or some. Again, the 1 is the important one, 5 bonus points. A lot of people will get 1, obviously only 1 person gets 10, so getting to the point, being able to set the pace is key. Again, no idea what tire wear is going to look like. No idea what fuel usage is going to look like towards the end. Some people were getting up to 75 laps on fuel, so they're much closer. I was 65 again to 70 on fuel, so we're not going to be able to save 10 laps around here under green for sure. So pretty low on my concerns list, but we do get those 5 points, which are big. Again, even if we don't have a great day here today, stacking those bonus points is going to be crucial. We're going full Matt Kenseth 2003 here, of course, so feel very happy and consistent with my line. Again, I think people will be faster, but if we just take care of that right rear tire, hopefully we're in the ballpark. No idea, again, if we're going to have people running out of fuel here towards the end of this or how it's all going to work out exactly, so just have to keep playing it by ear. I'd love if it went green, but that would be a huge surprise to me and probably everybody here, so. Eight down, 10% of the way through. So I'm glad I ran that practice because I did learn a couple things over the course of my 30 laps that are being applied here. I'm not going to reveal exactly what I learned because people will go back and watch this, I'm sure, and try to learn some tips and tricks. So I'm not going to say exactly what I found that I think is going to help at multiple tracks, not just here. So again, if we can just get through this one, stay alive, have a good night, that would be a progressive for me, and that would be a big win. So JP going to take a look on Billy to the inside into turn 1. Grab second place. Going to try to bring Colton with him here. Looks like the front several cars are still kind of grouped together. It's funny, I like New Hampshire a lot on iRacing. I really do. Again, never been spectacularly good here, but I really do enjoy the track. It is quite fun. It's a good challenge, especially in something high horsepower like this. It was never great here in B Open, but did okay. You know, top 5 speed in B Open usually with some fast guys, but never, you know, dominating race winning pace or anything, which is why I didn't think we were going to have dominant race winning pace tonight. If we can be in the ballpark, that's good. But really liked the track, and it was a stark departure when I learned how to drive this place here. Compared to what I knew, which was like the NASCAR games, obviously growing up. Fully of the opinion that this place on a NASCAR game is just about the most boring racetrack in the history of the world. It's just, you know, flat, boring. There's one line that you can run, you just run right around the bottom. Not very realistic for New Hampshire, obviously. Progressive banking here in the first several lanes. A little bit of a right rear snap there, but we caught it early, so we didn't slide the right rear too badly. So yeah, it's a good track. I do enjoy it. I do feel like we're not, again, a short track star by any means in this car or any car. I'd consider this a short track just because it doesn't have a lot of banking, even though obviously the straights are quite long. Corners are fairly long as well. But again, if we can just finish single digits would be a good night. Top 5 would be an awesome night, so I would take that for sure. It looks like Billy's starting to fall back a little bit. Maybe he's conserving, whether it be a tire save or a fuel save. Not sure. So, usual suspects still at the front. JP's up here. He's run strong and finished, I believe, 7th and 3rd the first 2 weeks. And then Colton was very fast, finished right in front of us at Charlotte, and had that unfortunate tire issue with his tire wear at Atlanta. Finished back in whatever I said, 17th. So, again, expect Eric to be up here at some point, Gavin to be up here. Leighton will make his way forwards for sure. Who else am I thinking of? Warren will be up here for sure. Who else am I missing? Maybe that's all the people I had circled, but there's our first yellow. Probably pit stop time. Looks like it was Nick, unfortunately. Probably pit stop time just because we are in the fuel window now, so definitely time to put some fuel in it. So maybe this is a good thing, maybe it's a bad thing, but gotta get that fuel just in case. I think that's my opinion, at least. Don't want to be in a position where you're short here, so. We'll see. We'll see what everybody else does. I expect some people to stay out and save a set, but definitely need to come for some fuel, so. We are in pit box number 2, all the way at the end of pit road. Maybe everybody will pit, I don't know. Martin gonna stay out there, so he's 1. See if anybody springs for 2 tires. I think that would be brave. There's a 2-tire call from Shane.
1999.
Looks like we lost a couple there, which is okay. It wasn't a great entry by me, not a great stop. Over there, 92.90. I was 93.92, so my tires were quite good. Lost 2 spots on pit lane there, but that's not the end of the world. We weren't going to be leading anyways because Shane got out ahead on 2 tires, so we'll see how that fares for him. Leighton already right up behind us here. We'll just go into fuel save just in case. 65 to go. We should be easily able to do that, but you can never be too safe. No green-white checkers as we learned last week, so that was good. Shane had a lot more right front left. Nick Martin is going to stay out completely, so we're going to restart 5th here. Not sure how that's going to play out. So we got 1 staying out, 1 on 2 tires, and then the rest of us are all presumably on 4 tires. Bryce still hanging tough. He is up to, what, P9 now? So, oh, it's single file. I'm stupid. Eric all the way up to 10th already. Gavin still hanging 11th. So this will be interesting how this shakes out. Obviously, single file restarts will help the guys on 2 tires. Well, I guess it's just Shane, but the rest of us will go probably back into conserve mode. This isn't the end of the world. Again, I think that JP was, and probably Colton as well, were fast enough to come catch me anyways under green. So we wouldn't have fought them, obviously, but now we can just kind of hang out, reset. So yeah, we're going to be 5th. I think Leighton is probably very fast. We'll see what Bryce has. Or sorry, Billy has. Bryce too. I love you, Bryce. I didn't forget you. And Eric and Gavin. So Still in good spot here. We just got to nail this restart. Probably work our way past Nick here eventually. I can't imagine he's going to be able to survive too terribly long here, but we'll see. And then see how Shane holds up on 2 tires. So here we go again. Decent restart. Shane already jumping all over Nick there on the inside. Again, I'm just trying to save some tire. 60-something laps is a long way, obviously. In no hurry. Again, I think it's going to probably be quite hard to pass on this bottom, so need to make sure we are patient with this, time this out. Keep in mind there, Colton's braking a little bit earlier than I would if we had clean tracks, so just gotta keep that in mind here. We got the bottom 3 there. Nick was on the outside. Not exactly trying to race too hard here. Of course, we have to keep trying, so. Well, we have a chance to get by Shane. We should probably take it, though, on the bottom. Get clear to second. Colton's going to probably fire back at us, I would think. Maybe not. So we'll go a little bit defensive here in turn 1, get right back into a nice settled out rhythm. That restart actually worked out quite well for us. Again, if we settle back in 3rd or 4th here, whatever. But getting out of the mess, getting through the guys that didn't get 4 tires is a good one there. Again, as we go, I think it's going to be quite tough to pass on the bottom if someone is just kind of rolling the top like I am. Someone that's out of tire up there is going to be in trouble, obviously, but just rolling is going to be okay. So these guys are all running a 2-to-1 diamond. I'm running a 3-to-2 diamond. Don't know if that's better or worse. Neither. It doesn't matter. So now it'd be okay if it goes green. We're in a good spot. Shane's kind of back there log jamming some of the rest of the cars. And again, I don't feel like I'm running particularly hard at this point, but still happy with it. I think JP might have led the most laps last week as well. He was on pole last week, if I remember correctly, so. I'll try to remember to link Colton's channel as well down below. Try to remember to link everybody's channel. Forgot to do that last couple of weeks. I was too busy doing other things. I'll try to remember that. It is once again very, very hot here in Wisco today. Upwards of 90 degrees, so I am sweating my balls off already. 3rd week in a row, I'm going to have the quote of the race be I'm exhausted, because I am already feeling it. Already sweating. Already feeling the feet cramp up just a little bit. Did drink quite a lot of water in prep for this the second half of my work day and once I got home. But no matter. So Leighton's now gotten past Shane. Shane's still hanging in 5th place. Sliding the right rear just a little bit on entry. That's going to definitely hurt. Need to stop doing that. It's just a touch, but it's just going to overheat it just a little bit as we go. Not ideal. So that kind of 3-to-1 diamond there is what JP's run these last couple of corners now. That's interesting. I think if you really commit, you can pass on the bottom, but you're definitely going to have to commit to burning some tire off, which I don't wish to do at this point, or really ever for that matter. So Leighton's still hanging 4th. Billy now back up to P5. He's gotten past Shane, so the 2 tires not quite working for Shane. Could work on a really short run, I think, you know, less than 15 laps, but when everybody else has 4, that's going to be tough. So I kind of played everyone's hands there. Nick is the only one that has 2 sets of 4 left. So he's not a huge threat directly. because everybody else came in, I assume, for 4 tires. So that was the goal. You really get in trouble when only half the field pits, and then you got, some guys that are hoping for more yellows at, the midpoint, and then 20 to go so that they can put both sets on. Whereas now everybody's pretty much in the same boat of, okay, if we get yellow at lap 40 or 45, we're good. Otherwise, you're probably not coming in with 10 to go, being the only one to come in and put tires on. So obviously, we'll see how it shakes out. We've had weird cautions in the first 2 weeks of the series as well, right at the pit cycle in week 1, and then early one, and then pit stop one last week. So, and obviously it finished under yellow. So, yeah, big old 3-to-1 diamond there for JP. I got a little bit free off of 2 that time. Sweating in my eyes. Oh man, it's exhausting. It's hard having to drive these Gen 4s. Yeah, big 3-to-1 diamond for JP there. He's making really good lap time. He's getting off the corner really well. I worry about that right front. He's probably going to have better right rear doing that if he can hold it up. But I just worry about that right front dragging it across the seam like that. It's almost a 4-to-1 really. It's a very late diamond. I'm probably apexing a little bit too early on my 3-to-2, to be honest with you. Pulled a little bit of gap back to Leighton and Billy, but we still have Colton right with us here. Still just managing. Getting close to 50 to go here this next time by. We'll be 30 down, 50 to go. This is so much fun. I mean, the league is great, so thanks to Gavin for putting all this on. It's awesome. Awesome display, and the drivers are really, really good for the most part. The majority of the field is really, really talented, really skilled. And then again, this car, I can't say it highly enough. This is the best oval car that I own now. People probably have different opinions here. The cloud cover's going to be interesting to see who gets tight through the center and who stays okay here. But this car, just with the difficulty, the finesse, I mean, everything that's hard to drive about this is why I love it. It's what I really need, because the balls to the walls thing doesn't work. I fear that potentially the official races won't be this good, this clean, anything like that. But while we have it here in this league and it's fun and popular, it is incredibly good. So I'm all for it. Very blessed to have found this league. Again, presumably Gavin's league will move to something else at some point. And I would love to find a different Gen 4 league, but we'll deal with that when we get there, because for now I'm really loving this. So awesome to be here, awesome to be a part of it. I'm having a blast. If you still haven't tried this car, oh my god, what are you waiting for? Try it. It's good. I mean, it is that good, so make sure you give it a whirl. I am just a bucket of sweat here. Holy crap. We're doing okay. I feel good. We're in good shape. Tire fall off is a thing, but it doesn't really feel like it's falling off, off a cliff drastically handling wise. It just kind of feels like we're all just kind of waiting each other out. One of us is going to run out of tire first, even if it's not off a cliff. So we're all just kind of waiting that out. I don't feel like I'm pushing, even though I'm pushing the brake zones, pushing the traction limit of the car. I don't feel like I'm pushing as far as sliding. So that's usually okay. We'll see if it pays off. Again, didn't really ever get a chance to test it on the long run, but we'll just have to find out together. JP definitely making ground on corner exits now with his big 3-to-1 diamond. We'll try more of a later 3-to-2 diamond, try to get off the corner. Definitely starting to heat up the right rear though. We saw that last week. Right rear just starts to go and that kind of compounds, which is fine. We're coming up towards halfway here already. Don't know how many laps we let exactly, but surely we'll lose that title to JP here before too long. We got to do a better job getting the nose turn there. We're using a lot of right front to turn back across the center. Such a good sounding car. I mean, if nothing else, for those of you that like the LMDH cars, the Cadillac specifically, this is the oval car of that. I mean, it just sounds so good. The shade's actually hurting me a little bit because it's kind of taken my sight points away as far as that late apex. Not the end of the world, obviously, but just interesting to note. Run about a half a lane higher there than I was in practice. Again, we're still in full cruise mode. Leighton and Billy back there. Billy is as good a tire saver as I am, if not better. So I'm sure he will have something back to fight with as we go. But of course, he needs 2.5 seconds of gap now to come get us. Colton on the other end, at least last week, was exceptionally fast. He was the fastest car on track last week, but ran out of tires. So we'll see how he's able to dial it back this week. He's a spectacular driver. Again, as I mentioned, he has some issues with tire wear and burning through his stuff, but he is immensely fast. So keep an eye on him. We'll keep an eye on Billy. We'll keep an eye on Leighton. Keep an eye on JP, obviously. They're all just as good as I am, if not better, at some tracks, all tracks, whatever. I mean, just an incredible group of guys up here at the front, all 5 and 6K level drivers. So just a great group to be a part of, great guys to battle with, great fun. Really makes you work for it and really makes you earn it, and it feels really good then when you have a good race go your way like it landed for us last week and you beat a group of guys that's really, really immensely fast. Really is awesome. So I'll stop saying really. Next lap will be, what, 2 laps from halfway here, so Billy has gone by a Leighton for 4th position, so still that kind of 2.4, 2.5 seconds back. I did a little bit of a right rear slide there off of turn 2. Sun's starting to peek back through the clouds, which would be helpful to me, of course. So let's see what kind of charge Billy can mount. We'll see if Colton has anything left on his tires here. We'll see if JP runs out before I do, so on and so forth. So we're in good shape. Some lap traffic, about a half a straightaway or a straightaway up ahead, 5 seconds or so. Not in anywhere close to being close to those guys, but just notable. Like every 3 or 4 laps, JP will run a really great corner, or set of corners, I guess, and he'll nail like the 4-to-1 late apex and pull like 2 car lengths on me. It's crazy to watch that every couple of corners he will just beat me by 2/10. Pretty incredible to watch, but we are past halfway now, so if it does rain, this race is official. Sun coming out, which I love. Again, helps me a little bit with tire wear, hopefully. Burn these guys up just a little bit more than they're comfortable with. That 3-to-1 apex is something I did not try, because A, I didn't think it would be great, B, I didn't feel comfortable with it. The one lap I did try it, almost died, so not the end of the world if he's making time down there and it works for him, that's fine. Again, this place on iRacing, again, especially when it's hot like this, so props to Gavin for making it hot and difficult. It's definitely a track where you can move around. You definitely get rewarded by moving around and trying stuff, finding the grip, finding the cool parts of the track, finding a line that works for you. It's all kind of compounding together. So Billy's starting to move on Colton. Colton's lost about 2 or 3 tenths to us here these last handful of laps. Billy isn't really closing very much on us, maybe a tenth or 2, but he's more so closing down Colton as Colton falls off just a little bit. Leighton's still hanging in 5th, but now 3 seconds behind me. Not going to take the time to look at anybody else just because we're focused right now. About 37 to go here, so past halfway is good. I'm quite sweaty and exhausted. It's a lot of fun. Again, I don't care even where we finish necessarily. I'm having so much fun. I'm glad to be running well. Obviously, you always like to run well and finish well if you can, but I definitely enjoy it even if we don't run great all the time. So having fun, learning lots as we go, which is goal number 1. Well, fun is goal number 2, I would say. You decide. Is having fun more important than learning? I mean, at this point, everything's fun. You can put these on freaking Talladega and I'd probably still have fun. But again, part of that's because I'm learning. So the thing that's going to help us here is that Billy does appear to be maybe half a tenth faster than us, roughly thereabouts. But obviously he's going to have to pass Colton, where even if Colton just essentially rolls out of it and lets him go, it's going to cost him a 10th, Billy that is. So yeah, even if Billy looks like about a half a tenth better than we are here, it's going to take him, 20 or so laps to get here. If nothing else changes, which wouldn't surprise me if he caught us. If he does, we'll just let him go. Obviously, we're not going to fight a car that's that much faster and runs us down from 2 seconds. That's just stupid. I hate when people do that. Officials, like, you got to pass me. I'm like, I know I got to pass you, but I also caught you from 3 seconds back in 15 laps. Like, why are you fighting me? You're just costing yourself more time. You're not costing me time as much because I'm already going to go by you regardless, but you're putting yourself back in the clutches of the cars behind. So people don't really get that. People don't understand it, but that's part of it, Definitely think that JP ahead of us here. I'm not sure how I feel about it, because I feel like if we were still in front of him, we'd be, the same distance in front of him here. I also feel like he's just better. He's been faster. He was catching me at the end of that first run before the caution. He's faster right now. Granted, again, we got 30 plus to go. Billy is the one to charge. He's the one that's going to come up here and ruin the party for all of us. But nonetheless, JP is quite fast. Right now, he has been the whole race. Again, he started towards the front. I think he started third. Again, won the pole last week, so knows what he's doing. Great driver, making great lap time, and doing everything right. Hasn't made a mistake. I'm trying to keep pressure on as much as I can from here. And again, it's one of those things where, okay, tire wear is a thing, yes, but you gotta have something to fight with if we do catch him. So just trying to stay close for now. Billy's gotten inside of that 2 second range. Leighton now back to 4 seconds. So whether we're doing a good job saving or whether everybody else is just falling off pretty hard, nonetheless, I'm pretty happy with where we're at. A lot of lap traffic up here ahead. That'll definitely play a factor in all this. This is the tail end of the field, obviously. But I say we had 32 cars here tonight, so it looks like everybody's still running, which is awesome to see. 31 to go. We're definitely going to be punishing right front and right rear. I would think right rear more so I'm trying to save the right rear. Probably burning too much right front just with the way I'm entering the corner, using a lot of brake. But I've always used a lot of brake all my time on iRacing, all the way back to when Adam and I first got together with SWA and Alex and the rest of the crew. I was always a heavy braker. I used a lot more brake than other people did, especially at tracks that you didn't have to, which was dumb, but definitely just my style is to get the car stopped with brakes rather than floating or, yaw or whatever the case may be. So doesn't matter. Traffic, again, is our chance to make up some time, but it's very, very difficult to pass, even in traffic. So just got to stay close, because the bad thing is going to be here if he gets by a group of traffic. The group of traffic gets back sailed in front of us, and I have to pass them separately. I'm trying to follow him up through there. And the same hole that he creates, I want to try to fit in. Colton has definitely backed Billy up here. They're only separated by about 2/10, but they are definitely going at it here. So the more that JP has to move his line around here to try to pass these lap cars, this first one's Alan Nickstad, the more it's going to benefit me to just kind of be in touch, close, Alan definitely slowed up there through the center, so this is all good for me. Either it makes JP drive a little harder, or allows us to do what we just did there, fill the same hole. Alan just created, definitely don't have the right front to enter that low, just felt it slide up the racetrack, push the nose. But again, we're at 28 to go now, so we're into the last third of the race just about. So we just gotta keep chugging along, keep trying to follow that same hole. I think I've again used too much right front to really pounce, but that's okay. Billy does get by Colton there. They're about 2 seconds back still, so Billy was a little bit delayed, but again, he's got enough time if he can make up a 10th of lap to come get us. Not sure if he can or not, especially in all this traffic, but we can't give big chunks away, obviously. 27 more. That's about third distance there, right? So trying a 2-3-2 diamond here just to try to preserve some right front from dragging it across the surface. Not sure if it's doing us any good, but no matter. And a couple lappers together here, Rick and Nicholas. Another big group of lap cars up ahead here, so have to be careful, patient, pick our moment. Billy gets by Alan there. Just trying to keep the pressure on, that's the goal right here. Still have big time there. Tried to overdrive that entry. Couldn't quite get it to work there. Use the lap car as a pick. Cross back over to the inside, but we managed to get off the corner well. Not intentional pick there, but it's all right. All right, now we gotta try to run. We got a little bit lucky there in traffic, but we could have the same thing happen to us. I've definitely run out of right front here. We got 23 to go. And I have really abused the right front now. Pushing hard those couple laps was not it. Billy now down to 1 second behind. Billy's gonna come get both of us here is what's gonna happen, so. Billy gonna look like a genius when we both are 3/10 slower. Looks like JP might have had a slide there that last time. Again, I'm just trying stuff. Preserve the right front as much as possible. I think the right rear is in decent shape. But obviously we gotta keep going, so. Still a long way to go. It looks like ahead of Marius here. There is a little bit of gap, 4 seconds or so, so that would be nice to sort out in there. Billy's running on the apron basically, which is really helping his entry, but he's having a hard time getting off the corner. It's also gonna be tough to pass like that. But can't worry about that. We got 21 to go here when we come back. Billy run a very strange line, but again, that's okay. 5 car is like no front end, no left front. That's a weird looking car there. All sorts of damage. Hung on my right rear there, which is fine. Just part of it. Took away some of my line. We had to enter or exit quite flat, excuse me. And Billy's coming, of course. So Billy's going to come get both of us if he can pass us, which I think he has plenty of time. 20 laps is a long way. All we can do now is run. We made our bed. Tires are what they are. Billy's running a very strange line down there, which is making good lap time, but I think it's going to be hard to pass, I would assume. We'll see how easily he's able to pass JP, and then we'll know what we have to do when he catches us here. So JP going to start to try that lower entry line, slide up about a lane and cut back down, running very shallow. I don't know, we'll see. You know why? He's running the Jeff Burton scheme. Of course, Jeff Burton here, last driver to lead all the laps in the Cup race, 2000, with the weird restrictor plate thing after deaths of Adam Petty and Kenny Irwin. They're running there so hard and flat on the bottom. It's actually making great lap time. They're probably able to drive that because they have right front left. I don't. Can't do anything about it. 18 more. Billy's almost entering on the apron. It's kind of wild to watch back there. Definitely slid the rear off of 2 that time. Good old 3-horse battle for the win here. Apexed a little bit too early again that time. Our exit speed seems to be good. Right rear seems to be doing okay. 16 more. Hopefully these lappers jump out of our way. Again, they're not obligated to, but it's just, you know, it's a respect thing. I get it, though. They're racing for position too, so. Again, sliding the right rear big time off of turn 2. Billy's kind of caught us and can't really do anything or go anywhere now. I don't know if that's because of tires or just because we both moved down to try to take some of his line away, but oh well. Colton back to 3 seconds. He's starting to run us both down back again, so he's still hanging on. Billy's going to go for the big old apron send on the bottom there. It'll be tough to make that pass, though. Kind of forced JP out of his way there. JP had to almost swerve. Alright, now it's me versus Billy. Not a huge surprise. We knew he was fast. We knew he was good. 14 laps to hold him off. That's going to be a big ask. I don't think it's going to happen, but we got to make sure not to get killed, too, obviously. That's number one goal, is to live. Run all the way down the apron with all 4 tires there. That's pretty tricky. Managing to get those exits nicely just because we're running up the racetrack, but we can't let him have that big open line that he wants to take is the thing, so. If he can pass us down on the bottom exclusively, run the apron, you know, job well done, round of applause, but we gotta just make sure we take away any arc he's able to get. If he's able to roll to our inside, no problem, but gotta try to take away all the arc. Of course, traffic will play a factor as well. He might have us this time, though. He's going to be able to dive in here really, really hard. Yeah, he's just gonna self-clear us there. He's just got so much more tire. Not even a contest. All right, back into conserve mode. We got to hang on to P2, obviously. Well done by Billy. Oh, was I just driving the wall there for no reason? Well done by Billy, not just because of the great pass there. Obviously, that was a mega pass, but did a great job saving tires, playing the long game, chilling out. We knew he'd be a threat. We knew he'd be fast towards the end of this, saving tires, but he, league of his own here, as Colton is now down to less than 2 seconds as well, so we got to keep charging, keep fighting. I can't do what Billy's doing. I've definitely got to go a little faster than I have been. Make sure we finish this thing out with the top 5. Again, I think this is all a little bit lucky. We did get a little bit lucky with how we passed JP. A little bit lucky with how things worked out in the short run. 10 to go. Dylan up the racetrack. He's going to be right at my exit, I think, though, unfortunately. Colton running us down hard. He's less than 15 car lengths back now. Of course, hopefully he has to deal with JP before he deals with me. It's our only hope, basically, because they're all catching us hard. I think I am out of right front completely. Not unexpected, but wish it was a 75 lap race for sure. But 9 laps we got to hang on here. Got to try at least. I'm sure I'm going to have the worst tires in the field just about, but I had to go for it. I had to push it. We were in position to try to go hard and push JP and try to win. You know, you never know if a yellow comes out or whatever, so. Oh, just hit the wall in the straight there. Just a little bit of rear tire spin off the corner. It's twice now I've done that, which means it's a problem, so. Definitely out of right front. Not be surprised at all if JP and Colton come past me, to be honest with you, so. 8 to go. Gotta be smart here, points racing. Gotta think Nick Martin's gotta be close to run out of fuel here at some point too, so something to keep in mind again. 6 to go, no green, white checkers, which means I think under 5 to go we're probably done, but certainly 4 to go.
Sorry, late.
Way overdrove one there.
We're good.
Right front said nope. Or sorry, 3. Colton's still coming, but still more than 1 second back. 6 laps to go. A couple lap cars that Billy's up in here. We'll again try to navigate them past them in a place that works. Still could get interesting with traffic, so we still have to keep our head on the swivel, stay diligent, stay patient, stay smart. Colton's definitely coming big time. He's more than a tenth faster a lap, but he's got to get 2/10 a lap plus pass JP. 5 to go, 5 fingers from the flag man. Nick is out of fuel seemingly here. There, got a little free. Try to run that little bit of a lower entry to clear Maxime there. Now 2 lap cars behind us, 4 to go. So really gonna hurt Nick. He was running probably 10th to 15th somewhere in there, but has to pit. He's gonna finish outside the top 25, I just think here. So that's why I wanted to come get the fuel, even though it was early. Never know. JP coming back on the bottom. Colton's just about caught him. We're gonna have a good battle here for P3. Hopefully stay away from us with 3 to go. Seems like we've cooled our tires enough to get back into a rhythm there. I wonder if going to that second lane only instead of taking a diamond was a mistake. Just because it feels like the car definitely doesn't like that transition when you do that, trying to rotate over. So maybe I should have just kept doing what I was doing. I don't think it made a difference. I mean, Billy's gotten in front of us and just absolutely chilled. He's in no danger. We're in no threat. So 2 to go, popsicle sticks here from the Magic Mile. Very happy with this performance today. Very pleased. More than I ever could have expected. Again, starting on the front row, we led laps. We got 5 bonus points. Won't lead the most laps, but we're going to probably get the 3rd most points here because we're going to have 5 points given up to JP behind us. But Billy has not had a great result the first 2 weeks, so we should still probably leave here with the points lead, I would guess. So nothing stupid. Slid up a little bit too far there into Jake. He lets us go. Sorry about that, Jake. I slid my entry. 1 to go. Credit One Bank, sponsor me, please, so we can keep having good race cars like this. This has been a pleasure. I can't wait to see my right front, but that was awesome fun. One final set of corners. Billy will drive off into the sunset. Holy balls, what a race. That was awesome. Great win. Let's go. We'll take a P2.
Good win, Billy. Way to take care of him.
Holy shit.
No idea how you have that much patience for a good win.
Great race. That was awesome.
Well, if I thought it was going to go green, I would have took tires at the pit stop.
Sorry, Manny. Yeah, I had a feeling that we'd get
Whew.
a long run, so I went ahead and took them, even though it was so early. But
Gavin comes back for 5th, Leighton down to 6th, Tyler, good result, 7th,
hang on there, Ryan.
Shane 8th, Ryan 9th, and Eric only is able to rebound again for 10th, Warren 11th, Chad 12th, Nick rebounds after being the first caution for 13th, Bryce ends up 16th, good result for him. Any other notables back there? Maxime 22nd, Alan 28th, and Nick, after not taking fuel there, all the way back to 30th, unfortunately. So we'll take P2 all day, every day. Not going to complain about that at all. That's what we need. Solid runs.
Yeah, you too.
Let's check our tires. 63, 62. 63, 62 actually wasn't that bad. So yeah, we actually had more right rear again. I surprised myself. Last week, it didn't work out how I thought. This week, it didn't work out how I thought. I am so freaking sweaty. Great win to Billy. Just smoked us. Made us all look silly. But 63-62 doesn't appear to be that bad. We were better than Colton. Not as good as Warren. Better than Gavin, who was a couple behind us. Billy had a ton of right front left. So Leighton took 2 there. Interesting. Very, very strange. So handling thing for sure. I am absolutely deceased levels of sweaty. But we had more right rear than JP. That's why we could roll that center, although he got in the corner quite a bit better than us. So we burned him up pretty hard. Definitely tired. Definitely exhausted, and definitely a crazy race for sure. But I had a lot of fun. We'll go check out the results. Again, I think we're going to tie with JP for points with 175. Yep, so we only lost 5 to where Billy was at. We did run the best lap. It doesn't really mean anything, you don't get points for that, but we ran the best lap. So we lost 5 points, but we gained on everybody except JP. I think JP was already third in the standings, so we'll put a little distance on Gavin. He was, I think, second in the standings, so that'll just spread the standings out, honestly, because all the guys that were up there finished well. So yeah, same points here, 14 points still to JP, 30 points back to Gavin, and 73 points back to, remember, we're using Winston Cup points. So 73 points back. Of course, Billy, I think, has already used a drop week. He may have missed one. We know that people like a Leighton have already dropped one. So it's good that we are getting through these races now. We're 3 weeks into it. I don't remember what the schedule looks like. Maybe I can't even look. There we go. Homestead next week. No idea again how that's going to go. Legacy Pocono, I'm going to be terrible at. Talladega, going to be terrible at. Iowa, who knows. Indianapolis, going to be terrible at. Dover could be good. Michigan, I don't know. Hopefully Darlington's good. Kansas is a crapshoot. So there's still a lot to play for, a lot to go. Obviously, a long way left to go to the finish of this one. It's good to lead the points again. It's good to have 3 top 5s on the books. 5th, 1st, 2nd is one hell of a trio of first finishes. I am just so sweaty. I just put this shirt on like 2 hours ago, and it already has to be washed. It's terrible, but whatever. I'm happy with it. I'm happy with how we're running. I'm happy with the performance. Things are clicking. They're feeling natural. They're feeling well. So hopefully that builds for future weeks, and we can keep pounding on good races. We're going to have bad ones eventually. We're going to have rough ones. But if we can keep stacking good races and good finishes, we will be in the top 5 in points contention for sure. So that's going to be it for me. I appreciate you all so very much. I hope you have a great day. Again, tomorrow, I think, is going to be the very special video, again, about some of the costs of iRacing that I've had over my 12 years. So make sure you check that one out. I had a lot of fun making that, and let me know what you think about that. And then we'll be back to this league next week. WRL's back on next week. So a lot of great stuff, a lot of fun coming up. Again, make sure you check out the second to last episode of Porsche Unleashed on Saturday. First episode of a brand new series coming up on Sunday, so check that out. And I appreciate you all so very much. Thanks to everyone. Thanks to Griffin2448, Gavin, for putting this all together, putting it on. Congrats to Billy on his win. Congrats to JP on another 3rd place finish. Colton 4th, Gavin 5th. We're going to have to be really good because these top 6 are all the guys that we're going to be fighting each and every week. So really fun, and I definitely enjoyed that. So congrats to Bryce on his 16th. So we'll go talk to him in a little bit. But that's going to be it for me. Appreciate you all. Till next time, as always. All right, bye.